We got another hurricane, guys. I figured the last test I did, it was colder, it was raining. Today, it's hotter and it's clear. Let's see how this new hurricane is gonna do towing up that 6% grade. Now, because this is a Rebel, it is gonna have the 392 rear, more aggressive tires, softer suspension. Now, these tires should be on an HD truck, but for this type of trailer, I'm glad we have these. This is a 28-foot trailer. It's gonna probably weigh in around 9,500 pounds, give or take. And I feel like I always have to show what's inside because people will call me out thinking I will try to cheat for cars, I guess. So, you guys see that? There is the car, all the stuff. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it from here, but I have all the tires out back. See right there? All 4 tires stacked. Okay? So like I said, this trailer is gonna probably weigh in around 9,500 pounds. And I always put the weight out back for half tons so we don't get too much tongue weight, but this truck has great payload. Let's check it out. So there it is. Hopefully you guys see it. 1,597 pounds. Tire pressure is 55 out front, 45 in the rear. That rear axle, 4,100 pounds, 7,100 pound GVWR. Now, really quickly, this truck was refreshed and it got this new engine, the Hurricane 3-liter inline 6 twin turbo. It now has multiple drive modes. I'm gonna hit these arrows here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So it has snow, tow, sport, off-road, automatic, and tow haul. Let's go ahead and put it in 2-wheel drive though. Trailer brakes right here. I already have everything set up. I love this about the Ram trucks. It gives you all the gauges. If you want to set up your trailer, this trailer's GVWR is under 10,000, so we're going to use light electric. Anything over 10,000 is going to be heavy, okay? And we'll see what the fuel economy is too for this truck too. We're going to reset that at some point in this test. And what are we going to do next? Oh yeah, haven't done these in a while, so I'm a little rusty. Class 4 hitch. They do provide a 7-pin, and yes, you see I have the ball all the way up. This thing squats a ton. You might be wondering, well, how much does it squat? 3.5 inches. That is what that is. It looks worse because of the ground. It's not squatting as bad as this. When I had it on level ground, it looked a lot better, but it's still squatting a good bit. I just reset the fuel economy, and we're now getting on I-80. So this is the most important part of this test, because with half tons, I don't always go up to 6% grade, because if I don't feel comfortable, because this is a lot of tongue weight, I'll be honest, a lot of tongue weight, and this is a lot of trailer, even for this type of truck. So if I can go 65 miles an hour on this road without a lot of sway, then we're good. Now, the brakes on this truck, I think Ram has some of the best brakes, for sure. At 57 miles an hour, this actually feels really good. I can definitely hear those tires howling a little bit, but it's not terrible. I mean, if you want this type of truck, you kind of expect that now, right? You're not complaining about loud tires when you get Rebel. But yeah, this Hurricane engine, I mean, I'm giving it like 30% throttle maybe. It knows it's a trailer back there, but it has, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, but it has like decent get up and go. Like even with this trailer behind me, almost 10,000 pounds. It's a lot of weight for a half ton, just saying. A little bit of sway actually. A little bit. Where are the tires at? I should have checked that before we started this, but let's see here. Tires are at, okay, actually tires are 57 out front, 50 in the rear. Let's go ahead and get over so we can get around all these cars. Love the mirrors. Ram is the only half-ton pickup that gives you convex on both sides. And I don't like the way these trucks look with the tow mirrors. I would never order any truck with those. I think they look hideous with half-tons. But these get the job done. This is an 8.5, really 8.6 wide trailer. So it's a big trailer. And you can see around it really good with these convex. I'm going 72 miles an hour, by the way, too. And I can feel the trailer back there. This is a little too fast, I would say. But like let's see, at 60 miles an hour. Let's see what gear we're in. We're in 8th gear. Really? 8th gear. 6th gear now. Wide open throttle. 4th gear. 70 miles an hour. And I can definitely tell the trailer's back there. It's definitely back there. Insane. It's, yeah. You'll hear the horsepower and torque numbers here in a second, but I gotta get a HEMI. I gotta find a HEMI to do against this Hurricane really soon. If I can find one today, I'll try to do the test. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and check out the RPMs here. Hopefully you guys see there, we're doing like 65 miles an hour. 7th gear, we're, 2200 RPMs. Now, on this road here, and I need to start mentioning this more, even at this point, we're climbing the entire time. So whatever truck I've done in the past out here in Utah on this road, we're climbing the entire time. So you're gonna really see those RPMs high because it's gonna have to utilize lower gear, right? But I will say at 66 miles an hour, that's what's nice about having more gears. If this was a 6-speed, we'd probably be like in 4th gear and it would be screaming a little bit more so too. And then of course having that 392, you're gonna have higher RPMs because of that as well. So if this had the 355, I believe it is standard, if you don't get a Rebel truck that is, then you would be running a little bit lower RPMs. And it might be more efficient, I would say, overall. Like I would say more efficient, like just probably not gonna, I don't think it'll gear hunt even with this truck with the 355s. I don't think it would. I think it has more than enough power to kind of keep you in the broadband for the most part. So yeah, I mean, unless you really, really like the idea of the lower gear like I do, like I'm gonna run taller tires on any truck I buy, so I probably would always go 392 because of that. But for this truck here, with the amount of power that it has, you probably could skip it. One thing you have to understand about towing is every trailer is different. I've actually had guys argue with me about their trailer online. And then when you find out they are using an open car trailer that's, let's just say their trailer is 8,000 pounds, they're shocked that I can't get to 80 miles an hour. Even with the diesels, I have a hard time getting to 75 miles an hour. So how much more so for these half tons? So even though this truck does have really good horsepower, really good torque, you're still gonna struggle going up a 6% grade, especially with this type of trailer. 28-foot sail, even if it was unloaded, some of these half tons would still struggle to get to probably 75 miles an hour. Now, I don't remember what the last truck did, and I probably should have watched that video before this, but I didn't even know this truck was there. So I'm kind of doing this without, kind of going and doing any research. But regardless of that, with the 392s, with this kind of horsepower and torque, really the torque is what's going to really help today. But even still, it's going to struggle because of the sail. If it was an open car trailer, I could probably easily hit 80 miles an hour with almost every truck, with especially these twin turbo 6s for sure. But like with the V8s, I probably could get close. Now this is a good example right here. This van pulling us, this 4Runner, that type of trailer is totally different from what I'm talking back there. So when people say things in the comment section, sometimes you have to ignore them. Even for fuel economy, like one thing I've always seen people like be shocked by is my fuel economy. Like especially for my black trailer, my truck shows an average like 8.5, 8.7 mpg. Now obviously when I tow, I do let my truck idle a lot more than I do when it's unloaded, because when you're towing, you gotta let the truck idle down, you gotta let that oil temp get down. So for me, I'm always letting the truck sit more on. So you're gonna always see a worse fuel economy compared compared to what I probably actually get. If I were to actually drive the truck and reset it on the highway, I'm probably getting in the 9s. But regardless of that, this trailer is going to really affect fuel economy. It's going to affect your mile an hour that you can get to, especially going up these grades. And of course, you have to think about air density too. That's something that my friend Matthew Anderson tries to teach me. I can never figure it out all the time, but he talks about that as well. And that does affect these tests too. So we're at a higher elevation, and as we go up on this grade, I guess on this truck it will tell us. Like for example, let's see. It's saying right now we're at 5,100 feet elevation. 5,100 feet. 5,200 feet. It's just going up and up and up. And I will, if I remember, I will keep this page up here so we can see where we are at the top. This is the most controversial engine that Ram has ever put in their trucks. Inline 6, twin turbos. However, has 420 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes to that 8 HP 75 8-speed transmission, which is reliable by ZF. Let's see how it performs. You guys see that fuel economy? 4.5 mpg. That's where the turbo is going to kill you at. But let's go ahead and switch over. You ready? We're going to go ahead and give it wide open throttle. I'm going to let some of these cars go ahead of me too. I'm going to starting around 50 miles an hour for these tests too. That is wide open throttle. You guys see that transmission temperature too? Wow. It's 83 degrees. We're at 6,200 feet elevation. A little bit of sway, but it's okay. It's okay. Wow. Is that all she has? No way. We're losing a mile an hour now. See, there's no turbo gauge or anything. Let's see here. Engine oil is 246. She's failing terribly right now. Has nowhere to go. Man. Yeah, this is the worst turbocharged engine I've tested so far. I gotta find a HEMI now. I really do. We were at 61 miles an hour. We were almost down to what, 56? We're at 6,700 feet for the altitude. And see, it's gonna get a little bit steeper up here, so we could lose a little bit more mile an hour. Wow. That's all she has. You know, this is the worst I've seen. Wow. We're at the top now. That is, that was unexpected. I expected it to at least get to 70. Huh. Very shocking. I wish I would have watched the video I did beforehand. Maybe I'll have to do a comparison between the two. I think that truck had the 355s too. I mean, these tires aren't that much taller. I mean, they're a little bit taller, but man, like, whew, I guess now we got to go back down the grade. So now we got to see how that plays out. I mean, you see these temperatures too? 234, I saw. Transmissions at 214. Coolant's at 205. Wow. I'm a little disappointed. I thought that this Hurricane would do a little bit better. And see, the biggest issue is you can't get that high output with the Rebel, which in my humble opinion is silly, because you have to get the RHO, and the RHO ain't any good for towing. And if you don't know this, this is really the best truck for towing. In the past, getting the Rebel gave you max tow. So let's go and check out the rear axle temperature really quickly. Sorry you guys can't really see, but I'm seeing 100, actually 208. You guys see that? Wow. It's pretty hot. Intake. Your turbos are right here. So they're pretty hot too. Here are the tires. Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax. I would say they have a pretty stiff sidewall, but when you run them this low for the tire pressure, in the past that is, I've noticed that these do sway a good bit. So I probably would almost recommend running them at the 80 if you can. It's gonna be a terrible ride, but might be better for you. Now you guys see there, it's gonna have 3,640 pounds per tire at 80 PSI cold. And like I said, they're pretty aggressive, pretty wide. 33s. I think these brakes need to be cut. A little bit of vibration from them. Not sure if you guys can even hear it. But tow haul mode, I don't think tow haul mode was on, by the way, and I apologize. I just saw that over there. But there's still no feedback. We're just in 6th gear. I'm gonna just go ahead and manually do it. Drop it down to 4th maybe. Yeah, we're going too fast even at 65. That's the only thing negative about the ZF transmission. It doesn't have that great engine braking that you would want. There it is. It just dropped down to 3rd. But we're kind of like on flat ground. So yeah, again, it's just okay. We're going up in speed. We were at 57 on flat, and then I hit another grade, and yeah, it's just going up and up. So yeah, this truck, if you live in Florida, it'll probably be a great towing truck. If you live out west where you can get up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 feet, I don't know. I think that Ram should offer that high output for more of these trim levels. Just saying. Especially the trucks that are built really for better towing too, compared to that RHO. Just pull back in. We got 6.7 mpg, 35.2 miles driven. Here's the verdict. This truck definitely performed much worse than I expected. Now obviously, I don't recommend anyone tow a 28-foot trailer with a half-ton truck. This is for test purposes only. I'm only doing it for like 30 minutes and then I'm back. So for me personally, no fatigue is ever going to hit me doing this. And plus, this is fun for me. But if you're someone who's going to be towing with a truck like this, 20 foot is as much as I would go with a short wheelbase truck like this. This truck is too short. And trust me, I didn't talk about it in the video as much. It's a little windy today. And as you go up higher and higher, it gets windier. Oh my goodness. Man, are those brakes cooked? Whoa, these are hot. 250. I mean, I can kind of, maybe I'm feeling, I could be feeling the heat from the turbos over here too. But yeah, these brakes look like they're definitely hot. I mean, here's a difference out back. Although, you know what, these are going to probably be hot just because of the trailer sway control, because if you don't know, it does use the rear brakes with that system, so you will get more brake input out back, especially with a half ton truck towing this much. But I don't recommend this, obviously. 20-foot aluminum trailer with these short wheelbase trucks, and yeah, I think that if I were towing a lot and often and far, HT truck for sure. But I hope you guys liked the video. I did find a HEMI half ton. I will try to go get it right now because I really want to do it back to back later.